It's up to you to figure out who's angry and who's ornery. Maybe we both are. Maybe only one of us is angry, or we could both be angry. Perhaps we're both ornery. I don't know. I don't care. Let's get the show started. Come on out here, Lionheart, because I gotta do our plugs, the obligatory plugs. We are coming to you from Second Life. So if you're in Second Life and you see this, come by and watch a free taping. We have a lot of fun. The sim that we're recording on is in Beguile on the sim of Staccato. But if you just instant message me, I'll get you a teleport here and you can join the fun. Are you upstaging me, Lionheart? It seems that you're...
I'm not upstaging you. No, I would
you
never
are
do
standing,
that.
You are standing in front of me, you lowlife.
I'm not a lowlife. There you go. Does that make you better, sire?
No, but let me move away from you slightly. It looked creepy. Anyways, then this is also on live. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my liege. I'm sorry. Please, my liege. I'm sorry.
Get up or I'll kick you in your face. So yeah, we also have live stream that you can watch us on the Wednesday night that we record this, which is every 2 weeks. And finally, it appears on YouTube. Check it out. Go just look in the search engine for Angry and Ornery, and you'll see all of our episodes, and we would sure like you more if you were to join or subscribe to the YouTube page, channel, whatever they call it. Let's have a seat and get this boy rolling.
You know, there's so many interesting people in the world that we never talk about anymore.
Like who?
I don't know. I just had to say that because the way I was sitting. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. I have, by the way, just as a technical note, we have new chairs in our studio audience because there was complaints about the old one. And when I replaced those chairs, I decided to put a new chair behind this desk. So I'm actually sitting in a new chair because the last chair was white. Go ahead.
Why don't I have a chair? Why don't I have a new chair?
Because your chair works fine and it's just perfect.
But it doesn't feel comfortable on my bum.
Well, nothing does because it's so damn big.
Oh,
the bum, not the chair. All right, so we missed last week, or the last taping, I should say, because of I'd like, as our technician Florian says, a sabbatical. But you actually had to go out of town, and then Halloween happened. But now we're back, and we're back on schedule. So why don't you start the Dog and Pony Show, Lionheart?
I'm not allowed to be around dogs and ponies anymore. There's that injunction against me from FEMA and everything. Anyways, so yes, we've been away for a while, so there's been a lot going on in the world. None of it we care about.
It's true. Ebola, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Use some hand sanitizer, you'll be fine. Interesting news that has happened within the past while. Yesterday, Star Wars completed filming. So principal photography is now done. So technically, the film is in the bag and just waiting for special effects, music, and editing.
They're in post-production.
Yes. So in 1 year, folks, it'll be in theaters next Christmas. Right. So
your predictions?
Carrie Fisher's still hot.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
I say it will be almost as good as the first one and better than the second set.
I don't know.
Of movies.
We're gonna have to see. I'm keeping. Yeah. I'll see what happens when it happens.
Okay.
Predictions of things that are going to be horrible. I have an odd one. I have a feeling the new Ant-Man movie is going to be the Achilles heel of the Marvel films. I think it's going to be the one bad egg. I don't know. I have a bad feeling. I don't like the star.
What do we know about it? Who's in it, and when does it come out and all that?
We got Paul Rudd in it, and Michael Douglas is in it. And we know very little about it. They're keeping a lot of it under tight wraps for some reason, which is kind of confusing since the fact it's, just a Marvel film. Apparently Peggy Carter, Agent Carter, who's going to be starting her own new show now. Apparently there's somehow going to be a flashback to her involving the Michael Douglas character who's playing Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, during the World War II era. I don't know how I feel about that, but I have a feeling it's gonna tank. I think it's gonna be bad. So
are we talking Daredevil bad?
I'm saying we're talking Batman and Robin bad.
Uh,
Yeah. So, didn't you say you had a prediction on something?
yes, and I would love to talk about Sons of Anarchy and what occurred last night in their final season, one of their mid-season shows. But I think it's too new, and what isn't our standard? We don't talk about the TV show for at least a week or two,
Something like that, yes.
so we don't spoil things. So there's not going to be any spoilers out of me. But I want to make a prediction, and I want to make it on TV here so that it's documented. Now I could be very very wrong, but this is how I think the Sons of Anarchy are going to end the show after all these seasons. I think, and you need to listen close and write this down.
I'm listening. I'm writing it down.
I think that Jack's little son, the little boy, the oldest of the two little boys, is going to find a gun, easily done in that family, and he is going to kill either Gemma, his grandmother, or Jax himself, or both. And that's how the show's going to end.
Um, wow, that's pretty dark.
I think that that's where they're taking it because the little boy, they keep showing it's kind of like this story arc on its own. He's non-responsive. He's hearing all of this crap. He keeps seeing people getting murdered or dead people. He keeps asking about people dying. He's looks like Jax. He's acting like Jax. He's becoming like, I mean, he's only what, 4 or 5, 6 years old, something like that. But he's becoming like this little hard ass, and I think they're all too stupid to know it. And what a brilliant way to show how it all kind of begins and ends the same way. I think his kid is going to kill either Gemma, Jack's mom, or Jax himself, or both. That's just my prediction. I just see it heading that way. You can argue if you wish, but that's all. I just wanted to go on the record for saying that.
Okay,
All right, your turn.
you're on the record. All right. So a couple years back, TNT got with Nola Wiley, and they did the Librarian films. They did a trilogy. You said you have not watched any of them, have you?
I've only seen clips.
Okay. So they were very good. They were kind of Indiana Jones's rip-offs almost. It's based on a series of books, and the original main three films star Noah Wiley, Bob Newhart, and Jane Curtin. And
No,
they were,
Noah Wiley
yes,
from ER.
ER, and
Hmm.
Falling Skies, the sci-fi alien show that's currently on
Right.
TNT. So
Right.
they did the three shows originally, and they did really well. So had been talks about trying to do the fourth film, and now they've decided to shift gears, and they're actually going to turn it into a television series, which for this world it can work very nicely.
So
What?
what?
Yes.
I was just going to ask you: are the librarian books young adult books, or were they released for older crowds?
It's one of those that can span any age. It's not a true young adult book. It's not like a Harry Potter-esque or anything like that.
So it's not really pulp fiction then. I mean, as far
Right,
as
right.
like whatever else is out there.
Right. No, no. Anybody can read it,
Okay.
but they're good books. I think there's like 13 altogether.
Yeah,
But
it's a big series.
December 7th, The Librarians is going to start, and they've got an interesting cast. They've got Rebecca Ramon, Stamos, as she used to be known,
Hmm.
John Larroquette, Christian Kane, who used to be on Angel, and he was also on Leverage, the show that was on TNT for a while.
Right.
The very cute Lindy Booth, who's known from Dawn of the Dead, and a newer Australian actor named John Kim. I really have no idea what he's been in. But the new trailer posted, and basically what it is Noah Wiley's going to be running the library like he does, and the library holds mystical artifacts like Excalibur's there, and all these weird things. The Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So what he's doing is he's hired this new team to go out and find more rare and odd objects, and it looked good. Trailer looked good. It's got some
It's
good
like
effects.
it's like Alan Quartermain,
Yeah, it's
that
very
series too.
Quartermain-esque. The funny part is in the trailer, Bruce Campbell pops up, so I'm wondering where that's coming from. So,
Yeah.
oh,
Other
so
than
he
he
loves
just
to be in everything. Yeah,
yeah, so I was going to say he pops into everything.
yeah. So we've got that to look forward to on the 7th. So that should, I'm going to say watch it. I think it's going to be good. So, yeah.
Cool.
What you got for us?
Well, I was hoping that right before Halloween we could talk about American Horror Story, because that would have been appropriate. But now that it's over, and it's only been, what, a few days since Halloween, so I wanted to address the current American Horror Story Freak Show. As you know, I watched the first American Horror Story, didn't care for it, and so I skipped the second and the third. But then when they announced Freak Show, I thought, ooh, okay, I'm a magician in real life, and you know that there's a lot of crossover there. So maybe this will be interesting. Plus, I have this unusual interest in freaks. I got to admit, when I was small, a carnival. Well, it still comes around, but now it's a different carnival. But in the old days, a carnival actually had a freak show tent, and there was all types of crazy, weird things I remember seeing as a kid. But there was something very, very fascinating about this tent that you couldn't go in, you know, unless you had a ticket or you paid to get in. And then all of those, I just really love those tapestry-like canvas paintings that they hang on the tents, showing the freaks, you know, the mermaid lady or the, you know, the spider boy or whatever. And it, you know, magicians did that too. So that just really fascinated me. So that was enough to inspire me to watch the show. And we are what now, 5, 6 episodes into it?
Yep. Yep.
And I got to tell you, first of all, I think I like it. And I hesitantly say think because it's so macabre and so awkward and so uncomfortable that to say you like it kind of makes you a freak, right?
Yes.
Am
yes, yeah,
am I right here? So I'm a little hesitant to say, yeah, I love this show, but it is so intriguing and so engaging that I find that, you know, I'm looking forward to it now, and when it's on, I'm pretty glued to what's going on. It's just that these very, very peculiar things occur. And when I say, you know, peculiar, I don't mean the clown, the scary clown that's killing people, which that's a cliche, you know, but
you felt sad for him though when you heard his story.
well, that's a whole nother story. But what makes me watch this show is when they go off on these really odd tangents, which has nothing to do with the main storyline. And it could be just a moment, you know, it could be just a few seconds. But an example was in the very first episode when Jessica Lange sang a song in the tent. And it was this bizarre version of that. What I can't remember the name of the song now.
Life on Mars.
Life on Mars, right? A fairly recent song, but she sang it in kind of this torch singer, weird, sad kind of way that really just made me feel very, very uncomfortable. And then I realized, wow, you know what? Maybe that's what this show is trying to do. They're trying to scare us or make us feel, you know, the horror of a situation by just twisting things that may not be normally frightening, but making it so macabre that, you know, it's a very subtle psychological thing. And kudos goes to the writers, because every episode now they've branched off and they've done these little bizarre things. There's a particular scene with one of the main characters, what's his name? Evan Peters plays Lobster Boy. And I can't talk about it probably here, but what he does with his lobster-like fingers is bizarre and upsetting. But yet, okay, I guess, you know. Everybody seemed to be okay with that. But in the very last episode, and when I say the last episode, there's one that airs tonight, isn't there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that because I'm taping this show, but I'll watch it soon. But in the last episode, we get to see a little bit of the background of the Jessica Lange character, Elsa Mars, and we find out how she lost her legs. And again, I'm not going to spoil it because it was only a week ago, but holy crap, we're talking FX showing German snuff films in the middle of their show. Was
Yeah,
that not a German snuff film?
right. And this has opened up a whole new door because they have now announced that we've never noticed it, but all four seasons are actually connected. Even though it's different characters, it's all connected, and this is starting to make sense because in season two, James Cromwell plays a Nazi, and it's set in the same era, so he enjoyed amputating people.
Hmm.
So now we're starting to wonder if he's the one who cut off her legs.
Well, maybe
So,
I'm kind of glad I
yeah,
didn't watch the middle two because it's making everything that's happening so random and bizarre. And yeah, I mean, audience member commented that she doesn't think she could get into the show. I don't really recommend it to anybody who may feel uncomfortable or gets easily offended or, gets easily frightened or whatever because it's a wicked show. I mean, there is like no moral grounds here at all, and FX is just letting loose. Where are the censors? Where I mean, are people complaining about this show yet? Have you
yeah,
heard any news stories about people like get that show off the air? It's horrible or anything like that?
yeah. You're going to think I'm joking, but the Association of Clowns, because they have strong clown unions and stuff,
Right.
they screamed boycott about the clown that was in this series and
I
said it
just
was
mean
a
like
natural
church
portrayal.
groups. I mean,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
surprised that church groups aren't all over this because not only
they
is there nudity at times, but they're swearing. I mean, they say I don't think they drop the F bomb, but I know they say every other swear word.
yeah.
But it's just the subject matter. I mean, that Jessica Lange. I mean, they had old grainy black and white footage of her, being a prostitute and doing her sex acts, and then finally, getting her legs.
Cut off.
Well, anyways, yeah, I didn't want to talk about what actually happened in case people have missed it. But anyways, it's just really an interesting and engaging show, although the subject matter leaves you feeling wicked and like you need to wash yourself afterwards.
I feel presently refreshed after each episode.
That's because you're a sick bastard, and this
Yes,
is
I
a
am.
show just for you.
Yes, it
But
is.
I do enjoy it. I think it's a really good show. I mean, it's cutting edge. They're definitely trying new things, and I applaud that. I mean, the creativity and the avant-gardeness of it makes it very very appealing. But man, it's not what I was expecting. And by the way, just one more side note: they have a little midget girl. Okay, little people, whatever. If there's any little people out there that are offended, you can send email to Lionheart because he enjoys that. But the thing is, she is the smallest woman in the world, and I think she's 30 years old. She's from India, and she is about the size of a Barbie doll, and she is it's just so incredibly cute that I thought she was in her 30s. Somebody in the audience is 21 or 22. Okay, well, whatever. Unfortunately, they don't live very long, but I can't. They don't. I mean, they die very early. They generally don't live over 40, most of them. But, anyways, they carry her around like she's this little doll, and she's such a cute. And just to think that she's a grown adult, it's just that freaks me out. I guess that's what it's about. Freak show, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. Wow.
Anyways, try to catch it. You can still. I think FX plays it on their. They have all the episodes
Streaming
on their stream, yeah, on their webpage. But you
on
can
demand.
also get it on demand too. They're all on there, so you might want to watch it. I mean, maybe if you're nervous about it, don't watch it alone. And just make sure you're over 18 or 16, 17, whatever the age is. What is it? Is it? Did they give the
I
rating on it?
It's like a mature 17 that for people under the age of 17 it
Yeah.
might not.
Right.
So
So I always try to watch it early in the day or in the evening. So when I DVR it, we watch it like early, and then we watch like a couple of comedies afterwards because I am not going to bed with those images in my head and then have nightmares all night. So, anyways, okay. So that's my review. I think you should watch it if you want to see something different in avant-garde.
okay. Staying in the world of horror esque. Um, so I'm getting kind of fed up with re-imagings here. Of course, they've got Bates Motel out, and Hannibal, which is pretty good, and Gotham, which is pretty good. Um, so ABC is now going to cash in on this, and they're doing a revamping of the Phantom of the Opera. The only problem is it's going to be modern day, and it's going to be set in the world of like American Idol. And
Wait a minute. Is this
I'm
a
not
TV
joking.
show? Is this a miniseries? Is this a movie? What?
This is a new TV series that's going to be coming out.
An entire series about the Phantom of the Opera.
Right. Based in
Oh
modern
my.
day in a American Idol setting. And it's just I don't know how I feel about that. There's very little about it. It's by the people who did Desperate Housewives, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of schmutz and love involved. And now that they've announced that, the creators behind 24 and a couple other TV shows have now decided to shop around another Phantom of the Opera television series, where they want it to be set in World War II Paris. And the Phantom has nothing to do with music. He is a bombardier who crashes his plane and gets burned and is now kind of running around town almost like a Scarlet Pimpernel or something along those lines, doing good for people. And what that has to do with Phantom of the Opera, I'll never know.
I don't know, but I do think that era is more interesting. I certainly,
Yeah.
I mean, that era is like awesome, and anything set in that era might be good if they have good sets and good costumes and all. But yeah, I agree with some of the audience comments. I may take a pass on that because you know what? When that whole storybook thing came, what was that, ABC or is that CBS with
with Frozen and Once Upon a Time, yeah.
Once Upon a Time and the other one that also
Once Upon a
features
Time in
like
Wonderland.
no, well there's that, but no, the one that has the children's rhyme monsters in them, Grimm.
Oh, Grimm, yeah.
It was like, wow, you guys just jump on this wagon and that's all you pump out, and I got sick of them and I stopped watching them. I watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of each, and I'm like, all right, that's dumb. Bye.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen here is I think we're going to get a lot of this because for some reason Universal Studios has decided to remake all the classic monster films. We, of course, just had Dracula Untold come out, which was the prequel story. They've just announced that they're redoing The Mummy. They've announced a new version of The Wolfman coming. And
Are these modern day or
No, they're going to be set in the same era as the original films of Dracula and stuff like that, because their game plan, I don't know if anybody here saw Dracula Untold.
No, I haven't yet.
There's one of those post-credit scenes, and it kind of leads you to the fact that maybe further down the line they're going to do a Avengers-esque movie with the movie monsters, where they're all going to be battling each other. So, yeah.
So basically, they want to create a franchise, cashing in on Universal. Now, is anybody from the old Universal going to be involved in these that you know of?
Nope. They're doing it all new and all very flashy and a lot of special effects, and I think that kills films when you go that route. But
well, yeah, when there's too much CGI, it's no longer a movie. It's just a big cartoon, and although they're doing incredible job. Speaking of which, by the way, cartoons and CGI and all that, did you see the commercials for the what is it with Kevin Spacey in it? A video game? Is that Call of Duty?
Yeah, the new Call of Duty. That looks like a movie. It does.
It
looks
looks
like Kevin
like
Spacey.
a movie. I mean, Kevin Spacey came on a Tonight Show and he talked about it, and they hooked up things to his face and his body to capture all of his movements, and then they CGI'd him into the. And it's just he says at one point I was standing there. They told me to stand on a box and hold my hand up. And then I say my lines, and I step down, and I walk over, and I talk to somebody. This was all on green screen, in a room. And later, he looked at the actual game footage, and it's him in a helicopter that's landing, and he gets down and gets out of the helicopter and walks over in through a battle zone and talks to one of the commanders. He says, "It's unbelievable," and it's so movie-like now. It's frightening. So. When will they make movies that have CGI actors in them?
It's going to happen eventually. Eventually, we'll have John Wayne again running up Stand
Yeah,
on
all the
Hill and stuff like that. It's going to
everyone
happen.
that's passed away can still make movies.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we'll see.
What other remakes?
There's a lot going on right now. Too many remakes. There's another Mummy series coming out from the guy who did the original Paranormal Activity films. It's called The Pyramid. It's basically Blair Witch Project meets the Mummy. That's going to
So
be
it's the
coming
jerky
out.
camera movie.
Yeah, yeah. It's the whole. For some reason, everybody who's running around has a camera on them.
Right,
Um,
right.
no, that's coming. I'm trying to think what else. There's just too much garbage. It almost makes you angry to be a film critic anymore because that's all they're doing is giving you garbage. And of course, there's the Minions movie coming out. That should be interesting.
Yeah, because the Minions took a life of their own. Now they're everywhere. They're like
Yeah,
they're you can't not see them. They're on all social media and every store and everybody's T-shirts. It's kind of crazy how that happens. So see what happens? You get a cute character, no matter what the movie is, a cute character, and you will make $1 million.
Or you can be like the cute kid from the movie The Toy with Richard Pryor and go into porn later on, and, stuff like that.
Aren't you my minion, by the way?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm one of those purple minions.
You were abasing yourself earlier tonight, so I thought maybe you were actually a minion.
Did you say I was basting myself or debasting myself?
Abasing.
Oh, because I was like picturing myself sitting here rubbing myself down with butter when you said basting, and I'm like, why would I be doing
Right,
that?
right.
It's
right,
Wednesday.
right.
It's not Friday.
Yeah, okay. Relax.
Relax.
So it's my turn, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to talk about something in the virtual worlds where we're coming to you from, specifically in Second Life. Last month, because it was October, and October is Magic Month for those of you unaware, which is probably all of you. Harry Houdini died in October, so they made October officially, nationally, Magic Month. And generally, magicians get a lot of work in October because there's a lot of Halloween parties, and it's the start of the holiday season and all this and that. Anyways, I've always wanted to, and I finally did, in Second Life, create the Museum of the Magical Arts, which, on the surface, seems pretty straightforward and maybe boring to the layman out there. However, it is a 4-floor museum. It was built in Second Life to look and behave just like a real museum, and it has several rooms on each floor. And if you go through it chronologically, you will get the history of magic dating all the way back to the early Egyptian days, up to modern day, including acts that are on TV or in Vegas or whatever, right now as we speak. So it's a journey through time, really, and you can learn all about magic in the medieval days, like witchcraft and that kind of stuff. You can learn about magic from the 30s and 40s and the vaudeville days, and there's a whole room devoted just to Harry Houdini. Then we jump up to the 50s and 60s, and there's modern, stuff I kind of grew up on as far as magicians that influenced me. And then 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then finally in the top there's modern day magic. And there's actually a performing stage there too for any magicians that want to perform there. They can use the stage for whatever they wish and bring in an audience, and everybody can have a good time. So it was a labor of love. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of cash and time and whatever to put it together, but I'm glad I did, and anybody interested in seeing it can instant message me. I will happily give you the link. It's not hard to find. I've got it all over my sim as far as teleportations go, but I wanted to point out that Linden Labs liked it too. They chose it to be a education, historical and education destination. It's also a featured event destination, which to have 2 listings in their picks are pretty impressive, I guess. But anyways, it's in their destination, and for 1 week, the second week that the museum was up, it was actually an editor's pick, which they generally only keep things in there for about a week. So we were actually in 3 Linden Labs editor selections for the month of October. And thank you, Linden Lads, for doing that, because that definitely increased traffic. And generally, the populace seems to like it, because I do have a book there, a sign-in book that you can leave a comment, and you can leave any comment that you want there. And I was kind of frightened of that, but all of the comments, which you guys can read, by the way, are very positive and very uplifting and very inspirational. One, and this is a surprise to a few of you in the audience, because I forgot to tell you this actually, but friends, that is. One of the comments was by a fellow who said, Zoltan, I came to the museum and I loved it. It was really great, and thank you for the shout out to our club. I want you to know that I'm an administrator and the president of the American Society for Magicians. And through the grapevine, I heard about this place, and I came here, and I see you left our logo there, and we support you, and I'm going to tell all of my members, and we're going to try to get them on Second Life, and see if they can get on and enjoy the museum. So it's kind of becoming a reference place for people that want to study the art of magic and know a little bit more about it. Now, I'm not professing to be any type of expert. I had the help of Google and Wiki and web pages for all the references and the details that I put in. But it's fun. It's a night. You need about 30-40 minutes to go through it. So you are all welcome to do so, and I hope you do. And leave a comment and let me know what you think. But that's the Museum of Magical Arts on the sim of Staccato in Beguile. So just let me know, and I'll send you the landmark if you need it. An hour? Yeah, probably an hour. If you really want to take your time and look at everything, probably take an hour. So that's kind of the monkey shines that I've been up to here in Second Life. Got a lot of other projects on the boards here too, and those will be announced when they become more, I guess more substantial. Anyway, so that's all I got. You got anything?
No, the doctor gave me that cream and cleared it up.
Yeah, that's good, because you're a walking infestation.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Oh, what is that? What did you just do?
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
I give you a 10 for your dismount.
Thank you very much. I'm upstaging you again.
Anyways, once again, come see our show on Second Life. It's a lot of fun. You can comment, and we'll try to respond to everything you say in local. And watch us on live stream on Wednesday nights. Look for the YouTube video probably tomorrow or the next day, as soon as my friend Florine sends it to me. Anyways, thank you very, very much for coming to our show, and we wish you all a very good night and a good week. Take care of each other.